So for the longest time, when we talked about AI encoding, we were pretty much talking about tools like GitHub Copilot, right? Amazing for suggesting that next line of code. But that was just the warm-up. We are now stepping into a whole new era where AI doesn't just complete our code, it's starting to command the entire development process. So, how do we make that leap from a simple suggestion to a fully autonomous developer? Well, let's break it down.
And this really is the big question, isn't it? If an AI can write a function for you, what's really stopping it from managing an entire project? The answer, it turns out, is a completely new class of tool, one that goes way beyond simple assistance.
And that brings us to the AI coding agent. And look, we have to be clear. This is not just another chatbot. This is an autonomous worker. It isn't just suggesting a line of code here and there. No, it's designed to understand your high-level goals, create a detailed plan, and then actually execute that plan by reading your files, running your tests, and even committing the changes. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the basics, building a simple agent from the ground up. Then we'll see what happens when we assemble a whole team of agents. And finally, we'll get into the really cool stuff, this cutting-edge sixth sense that lets these AIs see an entire code base in a way we've never seen before.
All right, let's start at the very beginning. How do you actually create one of these agents? You might be surprised to hear that getting started is, well, it's actually pretty straightforward.
A great way to think about it is like you're hiring a new developer for your team. Every agent needs 3 core things. First, you need their brain, right? That's the large language model. Then, you've got to give them a job description so they know what to do. Those are the instructions. And most importantly, you have to give them a computer and the right access, and those are the tools.
So putting that into practice looks something like this. First, you pick a powerful model. Second, you write some clear instructions defining its goal and workflow, something like, you are an expert Go developer who fixes bugs. And then, and this is the most critical part, you give it tools. You grant it capabilities, like access to the file system to read and write files, or access to a shell so it can run commands like go test.
And this right here is the absolute key difference. An agent without tools, it's basically a very smart consultant. It can answer your questions, sure, but an agent with tools, now you're talking. It can read your files, run your tests, and actually change your code. It goes from being a helper to being an active doer on your team.
Okay, so a single agent is pretty powerful on its own. But what happens when you put a whole team of them together, where each one has a very specific, specialized job? Well, that's when things start to get really, really interesting.
So, take a look at this. This is a framework called Intelligent Test Automation, and it's a perfect example of this team concept. It shows how multiple agents can work together on a single task, in this case, software testing. Instead of one agent trying to juggle everything, the job gets broken down and passed along an assembly line of specialized agents. Let's dig into what each one does.
You can honestly think of it just like a real dev team. First up, you've got the test case generation agent. This one's kind of like your junior dev. It reads the requirements and spits out a first draft of the tests. Then it hands off its work to the test case modification agent. This is more like your mid-level dev. It takes those initial tests, refines them, and might even tweak the app code to make it better. And finally, you have the test case validation agent. This is your senior QA, the final gatekeeper. It confirms everything meets the requirements before giving the final thumbs up.
Okay, so we've got single agents and we've got agent teams. What's the next level up? Well, it's an AI that can think like a tech lead or a senior architect, one that can plan out complex changes that ripple across an entire repository.
This quote from a research paper on a system called CodePlan really nails the challenge here. You know how it is? You change one little thing and suddenly 5 other things break. The goal is to figure out all those follow-on edits you need to make across the code base to get it back into a valid state. A truly smart agent needs to predict those ripple effects automatically.
And this is how CodePlan pulls it off. It's really clever. It doesn't just jump in and start writing code, no. First, it does a full static analysis of the entire repo to build what's called a plan graph. Think of it like a dependency map for your whole project. So when you ask it to make a change, it uses this map to figure out every single other piece of code that will be affected. It lays out a complete plan of what needs to change, and just as importantly, in what order.
And the results of this plan-first approach are, well, they're pretty staggering. Just look at this table. CodePlan found every single code block that needed to be changed, 151 of them, and missed 0. The baseline method, which is more of a simple build and repair approach, it missed a whopping 69 blocks and even added 13 chunks of code that weren't needed at all. It just goes to show you, taking that time to plan ahead makes a massive difference.
So what's the secret sauce here?
How does a system like CodePlan get this so right? It basically comes down to having a kind of sixth sense for code, and that sense is built on two fundamental ideas: temporal and spatial context.
First up is temporal context. You can think of this as the agent's memory, its understanding of time, of cause and effect. It doesn't just look at the code as it is right now. It understands the history of changes that got it here. It knows that, hey, that last edit changed the signature of function A, so now I have to go update function B that calls it. It connects the dots over time.
And this example shows you exactly why that memory is so critical. Without knowing that a previous edit changed the create service method, an agent is just flying blind, and it misses the required update in the startup method. But with temporal context, the agent remembers. It knows the why. It sees that create service was just changed to take a context object, so it knows to update the call in startup to match. Without that history, you just get broken code.
Okay, so if temporal context is the agent's memory of time, then spatial context is its map of space. It's a complete understanding of the relationships between all the different pieces of code across the entire repository. It knows how methods call each other, even across different files. It understands the whole structure.
And here's why that map is so incredibly important. Without seeing the full picture, the full spatial context, an agent might make some really silly mistakes. For instance, it might try to recreate code that already exists somewhere else in the codebase, which just leads to errors and bloat. With spatial context, it has that complete picture. It knows not to reinvent the wheel, preventing those kinds of errors before they even happen.
So we've gone on quite a journey, haven't we? We started with a single, simple agent. We leveled up to a whole team of collaborating agents. And now we've seen a master planning agent that can strategize across an entire repository. The big question is, where is all this heading for the future of coding?
Let's just do a quick recap of this evolution. We started at level 1, the basic agent that executes simple tasks with tools. Then we moved to level 2, the agent team, where specialized roles collaborate on a bigger task. And finally, level 3, the master planner, an AI that analyzes dependencies and strategizes repository-wide changes. And the wild thing is, this isn't science fiction. This progression is happening right now.
And this leaves us with a huge and kind of provocative question for the future. As these AI agents become the architects of our code, what happens to the human developer? Is our future going to be about writing code line by line, or is it going to be about becoming an orchestrator, someone who sets the high-level goals and then manages teams of AI agents to make it a reality? Definitely something to think about.